Hey guys, I'm Eric with Extreme Terrain. This is my quick review and install of this replacement rear bumper in black for all 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacomas. Now this piece is really ideal for the Tacoma owner out there who is looking for a direct original equipment replacement for their factory bumper at an affordable price. Now if you're really handy with tools and you don't mind taking on a small project, which is what I would call this bumper is perfect if you need to replace a damaged factory bumper, or maybe you just like the blacked out look and you're looking to maybe complete that blacked out look throughout your truck. This is an affordable option compared to off-road bumpers or other types of bumpers that are more expensive and add considerable weight to the rear of your truck. Now to be honest, there's not a whole lot to talk about here guys. This is pretty much a straight up factory swap out for your factory bumper. Its original equipment fitment is really high quality, and the build quality as well. Quality steel material that goes into this bumper in a nice black finish. This bumper comes in right around $200, which makes it a very affordable option. And if you do the work yourself, you're gonna save a lot of money versus taking it into a dealership or other establishment and having a professional install it for you, which to be honest, this job is simple enough, you don't really need that. Speaking of the installation, this one's very easy. I'm giving it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. No big deal here at all. Some basic hand tools are all you're gonna need, and you should be able to get this job done in well under 2 hours. So with that said, let's take a look at the tools you're gonna need, and we'll go ahead with our installation. All right, tools I'm gonna use in this installation, guys, are an electric impact wrench, flathead and Phillips head screwdrivers, 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 13 millimeter, and 19 millimeter sockets, a socket wrench, a 19 millimeter crescent wrench, a trim removal tool, and some PB Blaster or similar penetrating oil. All right, the first parts of our installation, guys, is we're gonna remove this top plastic piece that lays across your top of your factory bumper, as well as the license plate. That's gonna give us access to a couple of bolts up top that we're gonna have to remove. And then we're gonna put our truck up in the air, simply to let you guys have a better view of what we're doing. You by no means need to lift your truck at all to do this installation yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, go ahead and remove your license plate. I'm using an 8 millimeter socket. Your hardware might vary just a little bit. All right, there are 3 pieces of plastic across your top of your bumper. These end caps we're not gonna mess with right now. We're gonna focus on this long centerpiece. Got a trim removal tool, just get it underneath here. And there are a series of retaining clips in here we're just gonna pop out. And do the same thing on the passenger side. All right, there's basically 3 in the front on each side and 4 in the back. Once you have all those popped out, go ahead and take this off. Okay guys, we're gonna remove these 2 bolts here, and there's 2 matching ones on the driver's side. I'm going to use a 12 millimeter socket for these. Go ahead and repeat that on the driver's side. All right guys, now we're going to take this bolt out, and there's a matching one on the passenger side. This kind of attaches to this plastic piece. Once we get this out, we're gonna be able to pull this down and access another bolt right here that's helping to hold the bumper shell to the frame. I'm using a 10 millimeter socket on this one. All right guys, now go ahead and just bend this plastic down a little bit. And using a 12 millimeter socket, we're gonna take this one out. Repeat the removal of those bolts on your passenger side. Now go ahead and come to this one here. Using a 13 mil socket on this, we might have replaced this bolt at some point in time, so double check the size. You might have a 12 here, but I'm using a 13. And repeating what we just did, you're going to take another bolt out from right here, which we've already done. Before we go any further, we're going to remove the license plate lamp from each side. This is the passenger side one. You can just twist the housing and back the bulb out like that. That's the easiest thing to do. Sometimes these connectors, when they get a lot of sand or dirt grit up in there, they're real hard to separate. So this is really the easiest way to do that. And we're just going to kind of tuck that out of the way, and we'll transfer over the black cased lens over to the new bumper here in a minute. All right, now after you've disconnected the light bulb on the driver's side for your license plate lamp, we brought our truck back down so we could show you the top of the bumper again. Go ahead and pop out these little square tabs right here. You're going to have a lock pin here and one on the other side. It's real tight in there, so a small screwdriver like this is a perfect tool to get in there. And repeat that on the passenger side. All right, with those two pins pulled out, you should be able to just pull this off. Once you get that plastic piece off, guys, there's probably gonna be a lot of dirt and debris in there. I did give it a little wipe off and shot some PB Blaster in here. If you're having difficulty getting these out, it's a good idea to do that. I'm using a 12 millimeter socket to get this. And after you get this one out, repeat on the passenger side. All right, so in order to slide the bumper shell off, we're gonna need to remove these two bolts here. It has nothing to do with the shell. It's not holding the shell on. They're just in our way because we're gonna slide it out like this. So go ahead and grab a 19 millimeter crescent and a 19 millimeter socket. We're gonna back these out. Now this is going to be on there a little snug, guys, so you might have to work it a little bit, especially if there's a lot of dirt and grime built up, maybe even some rust. But at this point, you should be able to get it out. All right, guys, now we have our factory bumper off the truck. I wanted to line them up here on the rack. For a real quick comparison, not a whole lot to go into here, not any serious upgrades or added functionality you're getting with this. This is basically a real basic OE replacement for your factory bumper. Not a whole lot else to go into. We're gonna be swapping over our license plate lamp housings and the plastic step parts that go across the top. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward replacement. Like I already mentioned, guys, a couple things we're gonna need to switch over to our new bumper is these license plate lamp housings. Now these are held in by real small Phillips head screws. You can go ahead and twist these out. Once that comes out, this will lift out like that. And in order to be able to screw the housings onto the new bumper, you're going to need to preserve these little orange squares. I'm pinching it from the backside, and it'll just pop out like that. All right, guys, now to transfer over this plastic end cap, first you need to pop out this little retaining clip right here. And then these two bolts here, we're just going to loosen using a 10 millimeter socket. Once you loosen these up, you should be able to slide this plastic cap off. And go ahead and repeat this on the other side of the bumper. All right, we're also going to transfer over this hardware. We're going to need that to reinstall the plastic end cap. Going to grab this end like that with a wrench. And go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right guys, we're also going to transfer over these support brackets. All these kind of do is just kind of support the inside of the bumper shell, kind of reinforce it a little bit. And we've got 4 10mm bolts, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top that we're going to take out. Go ahead and repeat the same steps on the other side of the bumper. All right, so we have our new bumper up here on the table. We're going to go ahead and transfer over the parts we just removed from the factory bumper. All right, go ahead and grab this kind of Y-shaped bracket. Go ahead and repeat that for the other side. Right now, to put our plastic end caps on, we're going to take these bolts here that have this kind of oval shape on the end. Should have 2 of them. Gonna start it in like that, and we'll start the other one in. You just kind of slide the cap on over like that. And the same thing down below. And then we'll put the nuts on here. And we'll tighten this down, again using a 10mm. Go ahead and reinstall that plastic end cap on the other side. All right guys, now we're gonna go ahead and replace these orange squares that we removed off our factory bumper. And that'll give something for the screws to bite into when we replace our license plate lamps, or the housings for them, I should say. And then go ahead and repeat that for the other one. Now at this step, we're ready to put our new bumper on. You might want to do yourself a favor before doing that. If your truck is anything like ours and has some rust and dirt and other debris that kind of built up in there when you took your factory bumper off, go ahead and clean these surfaces off. It's going to be a little bit of a tight fit. We might have to kind of push it into place or maybe even hit it a couple times with our fists, but it's going to be a tight fit in there. Any grit or debris is going to make it harder to get this on. So do yourself a favor, just wipe that clean. And if you remember, we're looking to line up the bolt holes on the frame rails here and here. All right guys, now go ahead and grab this bolt with a washer. We're gonna thread it in this hole here using a 12mm socket. And repeat that for the one on the other side. All right, now that we have that one anchored here, you can kind of put a little tension on the bumper there, and we'll get these threaded in. Again, using a 12. We'll do these two here on the passenger side. All right guys, now we're going to replace these two bolts here for the hitch receiver. As you remember, we just removed these because it kind of gets in the way of us sliding the bumper on and off. And again, I'm using a 19mm crescent and a 19mm socket to fasten these up. As you remember guys, we just have a handful on the underside here we need to cinch up. Might be able to tell I'm not using a factory bolt on this. One thing you need to be aware of is if your truck has got a lot of rust on it, you're going to want to be soaking these bolts in PV Blaster or some other type of penetrating oil, because it is fairly easy to snap bolt heads off when there's a lot of corrosion. This bolt that I'm cinching up here happens to be a 13mm. If you have factory hardware, it's probably a 12mm. And then repeat that for the one on the other side. All right, now go ahead and grab your center step piece here, guys. We're gonna fit this on. Kind of clicks in up top. Now we're going to have a pair of 10mm bolts that we're going to put on through this plastic tab here. And repeat that on the other side. While you're underneath your truck, don't forget to reconnect your license plate lamps. Go ahead and replace your plastic lock pin. If it's a little tight, might need a screwdriver to push it down. Unlock it, and then replace the cover piece. And do that for the other one. All right, now we just have this last trim piece to throw on here. If you remember, there's a series of locking tabs that we're going to line up with the square holes on the bumper. And then last thing to do is we're just going to reattach our license plate. All right guys, that brings this to a close here, our review and installation of this replacement rear bumper in black for all 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacomas. And of course, for all things Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.